Second road win in the toughest league to win on the road. Misi, 23 for him.
How about that pass by R.J. Davis, or Ray-J. Davis? Oh, okay, cool. That'll be fun.
Accounting for the games earlier today in the Big 12, home teams are 32 and 14 in league play. That's by far the best winning percentage of any major conference. But right now, TCU looking to buck that trend. Up 3 on the road with the ball, 50 seconds to go in OT. Here's Miller. No, gang rebounded, and Misi comes away with it. A 3 to tie for Baylor. 13 seconds differential between the shot clock and the game clock.
Tennessee's got 4 fouls on Misi. You don't need the 3.
Dennis goes for the 2. High off the glass and in. And a timeout called. With 25 to go, that's Baylor's last timeout.
Extend pressure, right? Now you got to extend pressure. Can you create the turnover? Good decision. I would have gone a little bit earlier, but good decision nevertheless, and a nice finish by Ray-J. Davis.
Miller's got it. And the foul immediately by Jalen Bridges will send Emmanuel Miller to the free throw line. And as you mentioned, an 83% free throw shooter.
I love what Jamie Dixon did right there. Like, press break, he started at half court. He had everybody lined up basically at half court. That gave space for his guards to come back to the ball and then make a pass, dribble out of it, try to take a little bit of time off the clock, but more importantly, it got the ball in the hands of somebody he wants at the free throw line.
Miller's got it, and he has 18 today. Baylor's played in 2 overtime games already in their 5 Big 12 contests. They won in their Big 12 opener on the road against Oklahoma State in OT. They lost at Kansas State in overtime.
Big miss. That time. Miss. Get downhill, something going towards the basket.
Baylor can tie it with a 2, win it with a 3. Instead, inside, Missy missed it.
Unbelievable.
Miller comes away with it and gets fouled. And on an afternoon when 19-year-old Yves Misi has had a career day, he misses a bunny with 10 seconds to go.
He got himself in perfect position. That goes down and we're tied, and then all you have to do is get one stop and you force double overtime. And the guy that's had the best game of anybody for Baylor misses in a critical moment.
So Emmanuel Miller back at the free throw line.
I mean, you couldn't draw it up any better for Baylor of what you wanted to get in that last possession. You're big, point blank range, right in front of the rim.
He missed it. 1 for 2. Baylor needs a 3 to send it to double overtime. 5 seconds left. Walter, shot fake, 3, good!
I love the Big 12.
Timeout called. There are still 0.6 ticks left in overtime.
He had missed 7 consecutive shots. I said he had to make a play. He just did.
Jacoby Walter, 18 years old.
What a shot fake. Stay on balance, cool, calm, and collected, and drills it.
By Buffalo Wild Wings. TCU practices this play. Tennyson from beyond half court. It was on target, but just a little bit short. And how does double OT sound, Sean Farnham?
I got nowhere to go. I'm going to have a cupcake, and we're going to be good. This is fun. And what makes it fun is when the players on both of these teams continually step up and make great plays. Whether it was Chuck O'Bannon at the end of regulation, Jacoby Walter nailing that 3.
Misi with the ball, 21 in goal. Freshman big with 23 points. Bridges finds it And Misi shakily dunks that one.
Yeah, he wasn't going to leave it to chance by just shooting it. Doesn't matter if it rattled in or not, it went down.
Still counts as two.
But really smart to get him involved. Next play mentality, shake it off, go ahead and finish.
1 minute gone by in double OT. Where do you think Jamie goes?
I think with this lineup, you're looking at Nelson to drive. I mean, that's been the guy, right? Good defense.
Good hands by Dennis, almost turned it over. Nelson step back. Tough three-pointer, guarded by Dennis, and it's a shot clock violation.
That was just, shot clock heave. To me, you play through Nelson and you play through Miller right now. And then off of those two, you look for O'Bannon. But Miller or Nelson have to be involved in the play.
How about Ray J. Dennis this afternoon? 19 points and 10 assists for his first double-double as a Baylor Bear. Here's Dennis right on cue. 21.
20 and 10, not too bad of a night.
Baylor back on top by a deuce. Catch and release, Peavy from inside the free throw line.
What an excellent job releasing from the weak side and seeing a gap that he could just slide into. They went to double the paint, and that left Peavy open, and he moved. He didn't stand on the outside.
Now under 3 minutes to go in double overtime.
Near steal.
Five to shoot for Baylor. Bridges, short. Misi the offensive rebound, but it's almost stolen away, and Sean Farnham comes up with it. Good hands, partner.
I got you, Rich. I'm dialed in as much as the players are right now to this game, man. This is fun. This is it. We sit here and we're lucky, right? We get paid to sit courtside for amazing basketball across this country. There's games like this that you get on your schedule, and sometimes they just play out as close as you anticipate that it will. And you just sit there and say, I don't care how long we got to stay. This is special.
Baylor with the ball, tied at 92. Another.
Full denial by PV to keep Ray J. Dennis from getting the ball.
2 on the shot clock. Nowhere to go for Love. And it's a shot clock violation. Both defenses bearing their teeth.
It's both defenses, but it's a little bit too as well at the offensive end of the floor. Fatigue. I mean, as we get into double overtime here, a lot of minutes have been logged by a lot of the players out on the floor. Can you mentally stay dialed in and have awareness of what the shot clock is looking like? You can't let the shot clock get under 5 and not have awareness that you need to get something going towards the basket.
Jamie Dixon poring over his call sheet from his back pocket. What does TCU have in store? Cole's left alone. No, the rebound to Love. And here comes Baylor. Walter up the right side. 2 minutes to go in double overtime.
Little drag screen. He rejects it.
We've seen that before from Dennis, but it's short that time. Battle for the ball, Bridges. Here's Walter, and he got fouled on the second effort.
What I love about what Jacoby Walter just did there, he hit the 3 going to send us into double overtime, right? He pops out on the offensive rebound. You look for maybe a kick out 3, good opportunity to get it, but the closeout was so hard, he didn't hesitate. He just straight line drove that, got contact, and got himself to the free throw line.
Now Jacoby Walter. 5 of 6, now 6 of 7 from the charity stripe. And we've talked about it a few times today. In the Big 12, total close games, almost every game you play, it could come down to 1 or maybe 2 free throws. And 18-year-old Jacoby Walter, ice in his veins, knocks them both down in the second extra session to give Baylor a 2-point lead. Here's Emmanuel Miller. O'Bannon's been a hero.
He thought about it, too.
Here comes the crowd, 10 on the shot clock. Roger Ayers says it's going to stay TCU basketball. Great effort by Dennis. 7 to shoot for the Frogs.
Now you got to execute quickly. So you have to me, right now, I want Miller at that elbow area. If you can get him there on a post up, on the block, or at the elbow area, that's where you want him.
5 to shoot. Nelson calls his own number. Too strong, offensive rebound, and a foul's called.
That's going to be against Langston Love.
That's his second 2 free throws now for TCU.
Messi on the closeout. They got the switch they wanted, but not enough time for him to go off the bounce and attack. And then Love on the weak side, swiping down. Sends Peavy to the free throw line. Peavy is 2 of 4 at the foul line today.
And you look at who's on the floor for Jamie Dixon, and it is veteran experience 1 through 5, including Peavy. Conversely, Scott Drew's relying on 2 freshmen in double overtime right now, Jacoby Walter and Yves Messi, to bring this one home. Peavy has 18, and we're tied again at 94. Counting down to 1 minute to go in double overtime. Bridges almost lost it. 1 minute left, 12 on the shot clock. Messi rolls, corner 3, Walter. Too short, and a big rebound by Nelson, but he hits the deck hard. It's out of bounds, and it's going to be Baylor basketball. What an effort by Jameer Nelson Jr. though.
Bodies all over the floor. Hopefully he's okay. That was a hard foul. He was cracking back in to try to get it from the guard position. Uday was the one that actually undercut him and caused the ball to go out of bounds, and they both shaking up here a little bit. I have no problem with them taking time cleaning the floor, but watch this on the left-hand side of your screen. Boom. Bodies hitting the floor. Physical exhaustion. Give everything you have left in the tank. It's been one of those games.
Out of bounds. Brett Smith says TCU basketball.
Execute here. Defensively, what are our matchups? Who's guarding who? What action do we have to take away? You're likely in a one-stop moment right now if you're Baylor. One stop, and then you'll have an opportunity to win the game. If you don't get a stop, you're going to have to come down and score.
Peavy dribbled it off his foot. Miller almost lost it. Ball has Vaseline on it in double OT. 10 to shoot.
Look for the drive.
Now Nelson lost the handle. 5 to shoot. Coles working on Dennis. Dennis got the steal. Cole got it back. And a shot clock violation.
All right, that get pass over the top.
As a threat. Here we go.
If the defense gets pulled in, you throw it diagonally across.
Last shot time for Baylor in double overtime. 7 seconds left. Dennis is going at 5. Step back, Dennis for the win. It's off the mark, and can you say triple overtime? Jamie Dixon wanted a push-off.
It was. Wouldn't have given him enough time to go the other way anyways.
Times. Nelson. Too strong. Oh, and Walter took a shot to the face. And that's going to be a foul, but that was inadvertent.
He's trying to track down that rebound. There's nothing malicious there. I mean, I'm sure the officials will go and look at it. Anything there, right? I mean,
no.
And again, slow motion, when you slow it down, you look at it, versus real speed. Real speed, that's pretty close to, I'm trying to get the rebound and I'm just lunging and reaching to get there. But it was contact to the head. The officials went back, determined excessive. 2 big free throws to start triple overtime.
And how about the freshman Jacoby Walter? Struggling from the field, 2 for 10, but nails from the free throw line. 8 for 9 today to go along with 6 boards and 4 assists. Those 2 free throws give Baylor a 2-point lead, and now because of the flagrant foul, they have possession.
The wear and tear of this conference. I mean, just every single game, it's a fight.
Up next for Baylor on the road at UCF. Then a game against Iowa State. Ten on the shot clock. Here's Walter. Working on Uday. He's got a mismatch. 3 to shoot. Love. The floater is good.
And Uday playing great defense on Walter. Just throws the ball back, and Love splits it and gets that floater game. And we saw them practicing that floater at the end of their warm-ups today.
Here's Tennyson. 4 fouls on him. He's been silent in the second half and beyond. And a foul on the floor. That's going to go on Jacoby Walter, his 4th.
You and I noted it in their warm-ups towards the end. They worked on just getting to that Big 12 logo and the little floater game. And, you know, you can get to that spot, and if you can knock down that shot on a consistent basis, coaches feel like that's a 70% make.
The mid-range is not a lost art.
Doesn't matter if it's a 70% make right now. It just matters if it's a make. They triple overtime, and just taking it.
Tennyson, 1 for 2. Big rebound by Langston Love. Free throws will be a factor.
And it's a 10-second violation.
And Jamie Dixon's going to have to be careful again. Brooks Wells right up in his mug.
The coaches using Jamie Dixon as competitive as they come, right? Just fiery passion.
That's Baylor's 15th turnover. Jaden Nunn set to check back in for the freshman Walter. Both teams have 2 timeouts. Both teams in the double bonus. Possession arrow in favor of the homestanding Bears. And now Jacoby Coles comes in for Ernest Uday.
And I like how the coaches are subbing right now. Do you guess what they're doing? They're subbing one at a time, and like a little bit of a pause in between.
To buy more time for their players.
And everybody's getting a little bit extended rest here out on the floor. An extra 30 seconds of just breathe, exhale, recenter, refocus. Now go execute.
Jamie Dixon calling elbow. Let's see what that is for the Horned Frogs with 8 on the shot clock. Miller. No whistle. And Ray J. Dennis brings it up for Baylor. 3-point Bears lead. Dennis, and he got fouled on the floor. And Peavy tried to make the steal at the top of the key. He looks flat exhausted. And that's his 3rd foul.
Interesting here. Small thing. Baylor huddled immediately. TCU's players all breathing. They didn't circle up. They didn't talk. Everybody just got to the spot on the free throw line and was just taking breaths. Baylor came together right there. See if that matters anything. As a fatigue factor, you got multiple guys on the floor grabbing their shorts, bending over right now.
Ray J. Dennis has 22 points. As Trey Tennyson checks in for Chuck O'Bannon, and Ernest Uday will come on for Jacoby Coles. So situational substitutions as well, offense for defense and vice versa.
The fouls. You know, Tennyson's got 4. Uday's got 4. So you're trying to extend out the game and maybe give you an opportunity to have better success at the offensive end and keep them from fouling out at the defensive end.
Dennis off the mark on the 2nd free throw. Nerves and wear and tear. All factors in triple overtime. Peavy. Tennyson on the move. Got it. Smooth stroke from Trey Tennyson. His first field goal since the second half.
Now they didn't, obviously, because no foul. You've got 2 guys on the floor with 4. Can you attack him?
Baylor with the ball in a 2-point lead. Here's Nunn. And Micah Peavy with the dig, and he's whistled for his 4th foul. So Jaden Nunn will step to the free throw line, a 69% free throw shooter. The transfer junior from Flint, Michigan, by way of VCU.
Why you shoot free throws late in practice, middle of practice, right after conditioning.
In and out. Langston Love, another huge rebound.
That is
Scott Drew wants to call timeout.
You get one on the road, man, it is a party and a celebration, and whoever wins this game, they're going to feel absolutely exhausted at the end.
Here's Dennis. He's got a mismatch if he wants to use it. The big man Uday on him with 7 on the shot clock. He tries to, he lost it. Here's Tennyson in transition. 2 minutes to go in triple OT. Miller, an easy 2.
Yeah, Miller was calling for it all the way down the court. The pass was a little bit behind him, but able to gather it, and now it's a one-stop opportunity for TCU.
21 for Miller on back-to-back games in the Big 12. Inside, Misi goes back out.
If Misi looks opposite, Langston Love was wide open there, and he missed him.
7 to shoot. Here's the freshman Walter. Swatted away by Uday. Who comes up with it? Guess who? None other than Langston Love, and the Baylor calls their final timeout. He has been Johnny.
Or he can drive it.
They've got 4 flat with Ray J. Dennis triggering the inbounds. They get it to Walter. 2 to shoot. Walter does. Around and out. PV the rebound. TCU can wrestle back the lead with a bucket. They go for the lob, and Nelson threw it too long to Uday. Ill-advised for Jameer Nelson Jr.
He's had such a great game. And that was a simple one. But sometimes it's the execution of the simple play.
The 13th TCU turnover could prove to be the costliest.
Only if Baylor executes down here, though.
We have 1 minute to go in triple overtime. Here's Langston Love. Out to Ray J. Dennis. Short on the 3. Offensive board for Misi, and a foul is called.
It's an offensive foul. They called it on Misi. And so we're going to go the other way.
And Scott Drew is almost at half court. They're going to call the foul on Langston Love. That's his 3rd.
Well, that's Langston Love. Yeah, the grab, the reach over the top that got the ball to Misi. So Nelson will go to the free throw line where he is 3 of 4 today.
A chance to atone for that turnover on the last possession. And he does. With the first free throw to tie it at a C-note.
I think Jacoby Walter was the last one to make a three-pointer in this game. I think if you're shooting threes in triple overtime, you're probably not getting the best shot you can. I think the legs are gone a little bit.
Yeah.
You got to drive and try to initiate contact, get to the free throw line, play through the paint.
TCU back on top by 1. 45 seconds to go in triple overtime. Hard to believe there's only been 7 lead changes, but now there's 8 with Ray J. Dennis. 24 for him. Baylor up 1. 10-second differential between shot clock and game clock. And Jamie
Out of where the bench is, that's where I would get him the ball if you can't hit it. See if they do it.
10-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. 25 seconds left in triple overtime. Nelson with 10 to go.
Miller hasn't been involved in this play at all.
TCU down by 1. Nelson can't put him up by 1. He got his own miss.
What a play.
Number 4, make a play, and he did. 5 seconds to go. Here's Walter, gonna have to get it up.
He stepped out of bounds.
And Brett Smith says he stepped out of bounds. Baylor down by 1, and they... Micah Peavy triggers the inbounds. Players go flying. Nelson's got it. And a foul called with 1.4 left. 2 Baylor bodies went sprawling on the floor.
Both coaches were hot. Jamie Dickstead.
The call was on the Baylor Bears. It sends Jameer Nelson Jr. to the free throw line, and essentially all they did was take 2/10 of a second off the clock. Nelson hits the first. He has 29.
Everybody goes back. Maybe a little token pressure by TCU here. Make sure they catch the ball in front of you. Don't let anybody get behind the back line of the defense.
No timeouts for Baylor. They're going to have to go 94 feet to try to tie this game and send it to an unthinkable 4th overtime. They practice this every day. Here's Love. Almost sent it to quadruple overtime, but instead, another heartbreaking defeat for the Baylor Bears. And the boos rain down in Foster Pavilion. In the first triple overtime game in 5 years in the Big 12, and the first triple overtime win for TCU since 2009, the Horned Frogs somehow hold off the Baylor Bears 105-102.
How about Jameer Nelson Jr.? I remember I said that the tougher team might end up winning this game, and he made a tough play to get on the offensive glass after he missed the shot, to gather himself, get the offensive rebound, put it back in, then to go to the free throw line and take care of business to end this game. 30 points, most of them coming after halftime.
Baylor looking